All right, folks. Thought we would do a little closer look because I have been getting a lot of questions about these two mowers. All right, we got the Hart 40 volt 20-inch brushless lawnmower, and we got the Skil 40 volt brushless lawnmower. All right, just going over some quick data. Okay. All right, we did some measuring here, but we'll show you in real time. All right, so with the Skil, you're going to have 7-inch front wheels, 9-inch back wheels. With the Hart, you're going to have 8-inch front wheels and 9.5, 9 3/4, which is weird, but yeah, 9.5 we'll call it. All right, so you got a 1/2 inch bigger on the back wheels on the Hart, and you got a full inch bigger on the top wheels. Okay, they look more. Yeah, that's about a 1/2 inch. Definitely about a 1/2 inch. And if I was to put this up straight, that's about right there. And you really can't tell there, but you got 7-inch versus 8-inch. Okay, looking at the deck, the one thing that you heard me talk about is how good that this Skil bags. All right, really the best part about this mower is the way it bags grass clippings, and that has to do with the blade. All right, so if you kind of want, or if you do a lot of bagging, you can get one of these blades, guys. You can probably even get the Skil blade. All right, it even tells you this side faces the grass. You can order one of these and put it right on your Hart. Now, Hart has their own, the 1119 Hart blade, okay? And it tells you which way to go. But you can tell the blades are different. This is more of a high lift blade, all right? So it kind of lifts the grass into this chute or into the bagger area, and that's why it bags so well. This is more of a ordinary, mid lift, low lift blade. All right, could be why it mulches a little bit better than this mower, because it does. And the one thing people have asked me, the Hart definitely has a little bit more power, in my opinion. All right, it seems to go over higher grasses easier, quicker. You don't hear this motor on this Skil kind of rev up when it gets into that deeper stuff as much as the Hart. Okay, so again, pros and cons. Really small here, guys. Bigger tires or bigger wheels on the Hart. Better bagging on the Skil. All right, that's what we got so far. Now, the deck is another thing. As you can see, this with the Skil, it comes out a lot more where the blade is. All right, so kind of gives less room inside this deck. This is not as wide. Okay, pretty similar to a degree, but as you can see, this kind of does not rise down as much as this one. All right, now if you're looking at the deepness of the deck, at the deepest part, you can kind of measure. It's going to be right by the discharge chute, so You got 7 inches with the Skil. And this really isn't in right. And that's another thing. I like the mulch plug works a little bit, is a little bit better designed on the Skil than on the Hart. That's probably, again, the only bad thing about this, the Hart, is this mulch plug. Actually, it'll come right through here sometimes. All right, so you really gotta, you know, let's see if we can fix that real quick to get a proper measurement. See, what's supposed to happen is this is supposed to click. These two little openings are supposed to click into the bottom. These two clips right here. But it doesn't really do it that well. And like I said, I can push this all the way through this mower. It's kind of in there. So that's the best that we can do. Okay. Let's raise her up. But as you can see, you still have an opening here, kind of. I mean, can grass really get through there? You never know. It's just not as nice of a fit. All right. Gonna clean this out, you can see. All right, when this one is almost completely closed on this Skil. All right. So that's definitely a pro for this Skil. All right. But you probably got around 7 inches. Where we measure from, right above 7 and right above, a little bit less than 7. All right, so a little bit deeper. All right, but again, the blade housing does come out a little bit more than on the Hart. All right, wheels, like I said, they're pretty much the same to a degree. Up top, obviously, you just got this one metal bar, and then you got your wheels held in by 2 little brackets. Same thing here. You got 2 brackets with 2 bolts. Here you have 1. All right, 2. It looks like you got a little metal bracket to hold the wheel assembly on, and you kind of have the same thing going on. All right, a little bit bigger wheels here, so you got, you know, a little bit bigger I don't want to say this is a bearing, but they have a little piece of metal that comes around to where the wheel attaches. All right, probably a good idea, maybe so grass and dirt and dust kind of don't get inside there. Here you don't, but here, I mean, you do, but it's not as wide as on the Hart here. All right, just going over little things. As far as the bottom wheels, and to let you know, the grass flap is 2 inches longer on the Hart. But what the real difference is, guys, and then we'll kind of wrap this up, but I do want to show this. All right, so you got 16.5 inches. Hopefully you can see that. 16.5 versus 14.5. All right, hopefully you can see it, but I did it before video and I just did it there. That's it. So 16.5 versus 14.5 on your grass flap. All right. The Hart is definitely bigger. Okay, as well. I mean, this is fine. This is definitely heavier and bigger on the Hart. With the wheels, kind of, you got the same brackets, kind of, but you got these. This is really for the deck lift. All right, it's a different setup with the Skil. All right. As far as that goes, I really like the Skil's deck lift system. It's probably one of the best I've ever used, to be honest with you. But just some little things. And another thing, the Skil has no lights. Okay. You have no lights with the Skil. And with the Hart, you do have 2 LED lights. All right, you both have a handle in the back. All right, the one thing with the Skil is you have 3 settings to set that handle to. With the Hart, you just have 2. Okay. I like this on the Skil. This is actually how you're going to store this. Instead of, hitting where, you're going to be setting your height adjustment. This is basically your height adjustment bracket on your handle, right? A lot of mowers, this is actually, your storage, storage mechanism of how it's gonna, stand straight up. A lot of companies just use the bracket, for your, handle height adjustment, set up here. All right, this is what Hart is doing. So this is where this rests on the ground. All right, and it gets all kind of beat up. And over time, you slam this down, this could start getting beat up. Okay. With the Skil, they put in this plastic piece that's kind of bolted right into the frame of the mower, and this is what's going to hit the ground when you have it upright in storage mode. Okay, so definitely a nice touch. As you can see, it's getting beat up pretty good though. But it's better than getting hit on this bracket. All right. But all in all, okay, the biggest difference, guys. Now, I'm going to go MSRP. All right. $279 versus $379. Okay. Now, this is $249 right now. Okay. $249. This is still $379. I have seen this go down to $349. Okay. It's $100 less. Another feature of the Hart that the Skil doesn't have is that you can load 2 batteries into the battery ports. You have 2. Well, you have 1 battery port and you got 1 holding battery port where you can store your battery. And then when your main battery runs out, you pull it out and you switch them. All right, so you don't have to carry it, your battery. With this one, you might have to have one in your pocket or however you want to do it. There's only room for 1 battery. Take that as you may. Okay. Besides that, guys, again, a little bit more power with the Hart. They both cut really well. The Hart, I think, mows better in mulching mode than the Skil, but bagging, the Skil again is magnificent. All right, you do got 2 LED lights. You don't have any lights here, so honestly, I don't think that the Skil has enough pros for the 35 to 40% higher retail price over the Hart. Okay. Gun to my head, I don't know. I like the Hart. What it comes down to, guys, if I'm gonna be bagging, I would use the Skil, but I don't really bag that much. So, and mulching, I like the Hart, and if I'm going over taller grass, I think the Hart has a little bit more power. All right. So that about wraps it up on these two mowers. All right. I have videos on both. You can check them out. You can't go wrong with either one. I will say I do like the battery better on the Skil, but they both come with 5s. All right. So, now if you look at it, wow. Now, actually, I never really even looked at this. So they are the same length. Okay, they're the same length, but the Skil is much higher. I really never looked to see how much smaller the Hart battery was. That being said, I don't, again, I think the electronics and the way that this battery is set up, I think this is a better battery. All right. Obviously you have a lot of venting here, all right, to let the batteries get that hot air and get some cooler air inside. All right, there's some nice venting here again to cool down the cells. Yeah, it's definitely, and you got it in the back as well. It's definitely a better battery. Yeah, this one's a little bit heavier too. But again, you're paying $100 more, right? MSRP right now, you're paying $130 more. Hart batteries are pretty small. They're long. That's why I thought the Hart was actually going to be longer. No, I mean, it is a little bit longer. I just had them standing up. Standing up is probably the best way. This one has nothing to do it this way. Will it stand? Yeah, it's a little bit taller. All right, can you see? I'm kind of holding it up a little bit. But obviously, this is a much wider battery. All right. So take it as you will. Again, I think the Skil battery is definitely a better battery, but the Hart is fine as well. So you can't miss, guys, with either one. All right. Obviously, Hart has a bigger 40-volt platform, only because, guys, this is basically, a white Ryobi. Okay. I was a little surprised at the price on this, because Skil really has some well-priced. I mean, they probably have the best tools on the market per price, right? Best bang for your buck, let's say. So they try to really be in that DIY, base of customers. And I was surprised, because this is $379, which, isn't too bad. All right. Don't get me wrong. You got to remember, this is sold at Walmart. So they had to make this, as cheap as they can, right? And they basically just took Ryobi's design. So they were able to kind of make this. But, they're both good. And a Hart actually has a thicker flap as well. This is really, really thin. But whatever. When you get into the self-propelled, you're looking at almost, I think it's 400 and it's either 459 or 479. That's a lot of money. All right. But, let's keep it to the push mowers. Again, if I was a consumer, right, looking to buy a mower, I'd save the $130 right now. All right. Again, we're talking right now, today, September 3rd. All right, it's $130 cheaper. I would take the Hart. All right, you got some things that are better, some things on the Skil are better, but overall, I don't think the things that are better on the Skil is worth that $100 to $130 difference in price. Though this Skil is a very solid mower. All right, I like it a lot, but it will bog down on wet grass. All right, wet, tall grass. This thing has never bogged on me yet. So a little bit more power with the Hart, and you do get 2 LEDs, and you do have that extra battery port with this mower. So take it as it's may. All right, we'll catch you.